Public comments on closed session items. Have one?
And as she comes up, members of the board, just be aware, I have the name of the student, which she's not going to state publicly, and I will provide that to you in closed session.
Thank you.
My name is Maria Solis, and I'm here in regards to my daughter's recommended expulsion. And I was just asking if you would consider to do a suspended expulsion with the placement at a different site. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments for any closed session items? Anybody else?
Hold on. Did you want an opportunity?
But I can probably find something.
We'll wait on Mr. Young. Yes, okay.
We're good. We can go to closed session. You can.
Okay, no other comments, we'll adjourn to closed session.
If you want to walk in, we're just practicing, we're getting warmed up, or you can stand So, some of these guys missed some practices on the newest on Moxie, and these guys are over the practicing for right, Moxie.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to our meeting of April 25th. Roll call, it means that one absent today, and that's Mr. Porter, and the rest of them are all here. We will have, please, student representatives. We have Mr. Anderson from Lodi High. No? Oh, you're a substitute. I'm so sorry. I don't have the list here. So.
Understood.
Could you introduce him, sir?
Yes, this is, go ahead and introduce your name. Jonah Wong.
Jonah Wong. Okay, and we have Mr. Prado. Okay, very good. All right, rise for the pledge, please. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a report on closed session items. Appointment of high school principal William Brown. Ms. McFarland, motion. Ms. Ball, second, that we approve the appointment of William Brown as a high school principal effective 2023-24. The vote was 6 with 1 absent. Appointment of a high school principal, Jesus Maron. Jeff Strope, a motion. Ms. McFarland, second, that the board approve the appointment of Jesus Maron as a high school principal for 2023-24 by a vote of 6, 1 absent. Appointment of elementary vice principal. Ms. Ball, motion. Mr. Knaxak, second, that we approve the appointment of Marina Berry as an elementary vice principal effective 2023-2024 school year by a vote of 6, 1. 1 absent, I'm sorry. Appointment of elementary vice principal Robert Hoffman. Ms. Alexander, motion. Mr. Knaxak, second, that the board approve the appointment of Robert Hoffman as an elementary vice principal effective 2023-24 by a vote of 6 yes, 1 absent. Appointment of an elementary vice principal, Brenda Luna. Ms. McFarland, motion. Mr. Stroh, second, that we approve the appointment of Brenda Luna as an elementary vice principal effective 2023-24 by a vote of 6 yes, 1 absent. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation claim number 620579. Ms. Ball, motion. Ms. Alexander, second, that the board approve claim number 620579 by a vote of 6, 1 absent. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation. Ms. McFarland, motion. Mr. Stroll, second, that the board approve OAH claim number 2023 03 0645 by the following vote of 6, 1 absent. That concludes my closed session report.
Mr. Nava, members of the board, I am excited to bring back to you those people who you selected as administrators. They will be coming to the May 9th board meeting at Bear Creek High School. So I look forward to introducing them to you then.
Thank you very much. Now, we have a program coming.
Spotlight, I'm gonna go let them know. you're
Spotlight,
ready.
we're ready.
They're ready for you, so, front,
Elementary School Faithful Drummers.
Microphone, take go.
hai bảo cái số ấy thì nó là cái 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 xã họ sẽ đang dùng đó là những cái sự phối hợp sinh viên để có thể
Thank you very much, Ms. Schroeder and students at Wagner Holt. Job well done. Any comments from the board? Very good. Okay, we have middle high school academic decathlon. Mark Dawson, area director. Mark.
President Nava, members of the board, Dr. Washer and Mr. Young. I'm going to introduce Mark Dawson in a moment to lead our first two award categories. Just like to ask the parents and families if you would like, after the awards are announced. We have a backdrop set up here, a Lodi Unified banner backdrop in the lobby. You're welcome to go out for pictures and photographs with your students and your principals and your coaches after we make the list reading of the names. So want to make that available to you after you have your awards section. So at this time, Mr. Dawson.
Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young. I'm honored to be up here today to recognize some of our students who are doing some fantastic things. First, I want to bring up Miss Julie Hummel, principal of Middle College High School.
And I'd like to welcome our coach, Andrea Giannoni. Andrea Giannoni has been coach for quite a few years, and in the last 5 years, she brought our academic team to first place in the regional tournament. So, pretty fantastic.
To begin with, we'd like to recognize our Division I students. These are the students that went on to participate in the state competition in Santa Clara this year over the March 24th weekend, and they had a great time. Some of them earned some additional medals there as well. So some cannot be here with us today. So those students are, I'm just trying to get away with not talking. Alexandra Carrillo, Jacob Areola, Michaela Reyes, who is here with us today. Lanaya Friday, John Matthews, Isaac Matthews, and Nicholas Gilbert, who's also here with us today.
And then with our Division II team, we have Ben Bandigan, Caden Cow, Jada Gao, Sahara Beltran, who is with us today. Mylan Tran, Juchi Her, and Sierra Willis, who is with us today. We also had alternates that placed as well. So we had Andrea Tran, Katie Kwok, Audrey Fukong, Elizabeth Mees, Brandon Hoops, and Millie Dong. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Middle College academic decathlon for such a great job that they did. Thank you very much. Any comments from the board?
I would just like quickly to say thank you to the parents that support your children and the students on campuses that have gotten them to that type of recognition, and to the students for giving up your free time. That's a lot of time to study in addition to everything else you have on your plate. So congratulations and keep up the good work.
Ms. Ball?
Thank you, President Nava. Just a quick comment piggybacking on Ms. McFarland. I know the struggles the kids go through when they do this personally, and this is just fantastic. Congratulations.
Okay, we'll continue with our program. We have the Elkhorn School Science Olympiad and Math Tournament. Mr. Dawson?
Good evening once again, President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young. I want to bring up Matt Harris, principal of Elkhorn School.
Thank you, Mr. Dawson. Imagine that. If someone can't hear me, I'm sorry. It's not usually a problem. President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young, Dr. Washer, if she's somewhere in the building. Thank you for this opportunity in recognizing Elkhorn School for bringing the Science Olympiad Elementary Championship back to Lodi Unified. I'm going to start by recognizing our amazing elementary teaching staff who, without, we would not be able to have this team, these students who have this love of learning that starts in the classroom. I would also like to thank the amazing parent population at Elkhorn School. Give it up for the Elkhorn parents that are in the crowd. Especially our coach leads, Sanaa Dradar, who is here. Sanaa, if you'll join me. And Carly DeHar, who is not here. We have numerous other parents, but they are the masters behind the curtain and get everything together, get all the schedules set up, events and everything. I'd also like to recognize some of our middle college students, former Elkhorn students, that do come and coach at their former school as well. So I'm going to start with students who are not here today, and unless they snuck in. Hannah DeHar, Daniel Gritty Papp, Olivia Lee, Simmer Pender, Supreet Pander, Luke Spivey, and Zach Tang. Now I would like to recognize the students who are here today. Zakaria Abdugader. Did that come through? Veer Bajwa. Veer Bajwa! Jacob Camillo. Kwa No. Ethan Nguyen. Asha Verk. And Allie Welch. Thank you for everyone in your recognition board. All right, please allow me to transform into a different person. I was the Elkhorn principal. Now I'm coming at you as Matt Harris, the gate coordinator here for the District Math Olympiad Tournament. The District Math Olympiad grew significantly this year, and I thank Mr. Stroh, Mr. Knackstead, and Dr. Ball for coming and supporting us, Mr. Young, and Dr. Solly as well as many of the principals, and especially our PICOs, our people in charge of Olympians. Those are our Math Olympiad coaches, without whom, of course, the kids would not be able to devote those countless hours. I would also like to recognize the members of the gate department. Connie Simpfendorfer, our wizard behind the curtain, who, if anyone's been involved in gate in the district in the last roughly 20 years, you know Connie well. As well as our gate instructional coach, Mary Valerga Hood. Mary, can you come join me up here, please? Not only does Mary run around supporting all of the gate teachers in the district, students who are looking at figuring out ways to advance and keep themselves engaged in their learning. Mary has devoted 41 years to education, and she will be retiring at the end of this year, so I'm going to introduce the team's third place to first place, and I'm going to have their PICO and principal come up and read the names of the students because they know their students better than I do. So we're going to start with Vinewood Red, third place team placement, and PICO Stephanie Pilcher.
Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, and Mr. Young. We have our Vinewood Red team. They did a terrific job. Vinewood was absent from Math Olympiad for a few years, but we're back. And we have our red team. Our coach is Stephanie Pilcher. She teaches third grade, and she has some help from Cindy Metler, who is also a district coach. So I'll hand it off to Mrs. Pilcher with the names.
Okay, I'm going to start off with Logan Harper. And Ivan Bender. Nathan Merrill. Sarah Trong. And we have one more that wasn't able to make it tonight, Mackenzie Cantor. Thank you for your support this year, and thank you for coming to the Olympiad. Some of you made it.
I apologize for not introducing Mr. Benko, the principal. Second place team led by PICO Julie Wallace, Manlio Silva, purple.
Okay, good evening. We have present with us tonight Aiden Khan and Kaden Fong. And the rest of our team was invited to science camp, so they're missing out tonight, unfortunately, but I'm sure having a good time. Ziad Alujami, Derek Yu, and Janessa Verghese.
And introducing our first place team led by PICO Kathy Peters, accompanied by Principal Eric Collins, Larson.
Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young. Larson is very excited to be able to take that place at the top of the mountain of Math Olympiad, so that's super exciting. It's been a few years since I understand. This is my first time at Larson this year, so I would like to then go ahead and hand it off to Mrs. Kathy Peters.
I'd like to introduce to you our first place Larson team for the Math Olympiad this year. Carson Gregory, Brody Allard, and Karanjot Kaur. And then, as you know, it's baseball season, so our other two members are at baseball games or practice, and they are Ty Hall and Nolan Palacio. We're very proud of them. And I want to introduce my co-coach, Cindy Gorman.
right, moving on to our individual medal winners for the Math Olympiad. I would like to welcome up for the third place win, Pico Stacy Swafford from Creekside to introduce her student.
Okay, third place was from our school site, Creekside, Amy Lynn.
To introduce our second place winner, please welcome back up from Larson, Pico, Kathy Peters.
So I'd like to reintroduce you to Karen Jock-Carr, our second place winner.
And last but certainly not least, I would like to welcome back up Julie Wallace from Manlio Silva to introduce our back-to-back first place winner.
So I'd like to present Katie Huang, who is in 4th grade as our repeat winner this year.
Thank you, Pico. Thank you, Picos, and thank you, board, for your support. And I made the same joke at the tournament. I'm smelling a dynasty from that one. Thank you.
Matt, would you do me a favor? I know you had two presentations, the math and the Olympiad. Can I have the parents and staff of your Olympiad stand up?
My science Olympiad?
Yes, sir.
Well,
It's a science Olympiad first.
Yeah, science Olympiad. So a bunch of them are already standing on the wall. If you guys can wave.
We have the group of the math tournament.
Yeah, so any of the coaches that may not have been recognized, I saw some parents that helped out at the tournament that were here as well. Anyone? Oh, I think they're taking pictures, Mr. Nava.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you.
Job well done. Congratulations to all the award winners. And again, this is a positive thing that Lodi Unified School District has. And we like to do this every year, and I know that you have some good students coming in, and you have some other students that are good, that are not in this competition, but we admire them, and thank you very much, Matt, for your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Nava.
I just really quickly wanted to thank Mary Hood. I know 41 years is unbelievable, but I don't know that everyone sitting up there knows how much she's given over the years, not only to Science Olympiad, Math Olympiad, and Science Bowl with her children and additional children. So I just shout out to Mary Hood for all your work.
Any other board comments? Okay, then we'll go to our, we recognize the high school teams that placed on the top 3 in the Science Olympiad competition. Mr. Lambert. Or Mr. Salad.
Myself.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce our Toke principal, Mr. Enrique Avalos, to finish out our student awards recognition.
Good evening, President Nava, Mr. Young, members of the board. I would like to introduce my Science Olympiad coach, Dr. Kiana Cox.
Board. Thank you so much for having us today. We really appreciate the chance to recognize these students. We had a great year. We were actually able to recruit some new students this year. We had 2 full teams, which was exciting. And so we were able to come back stronger after the last couple of years. Special thanks to all the parents who coached and support us, and to the students who worked so hard. It was about 8 months worth of work. And they often had to coach themselves, so we know that and recognize it, and we really appreciate it. I also wanted to say just a quick thank you to the Lodi USD leadership, who have really started some new programs this year to support Science Olympiad, and we really appreciate that, getting more teachers involved, getting the schools involved even more. So that's been great. Our teams this year were able to attend invitational competitions at UC Davis, UC Berkeley, and a Southern California event. They were great experiences for the kids, and they actually competed against students from the top Science Olympiad students from across the country. So it's a great opportunity for them. At regionals this year, we did take 2nd place overall. We had 7 first place finishes, 7 second place finishes. Every single member of this team won at least 1 first or second place medal. There were actually only 17 points behind that first place team, so we were darn close. We earned our way to states, and we just competed in states this weekend, and against 28 of the top teams in Northern California. So, and we actually brought home 2 event medals, a 5th place win in Right to Do It, and a 2nd place win in It's About Time. So. On this team this year, we have Annalyn Grant, Ashley Reagan, Baruch Hernandez, Corey Smink, Emma Shackelford, Ethan Wynn, Grace Tiara, Harmon Bath, Kate Lee, Mattia Amato, Rebecca Peters, and Zahira Khan.
For your presentation. Congratulations to all the Olympiads. I know the preparation it takes. Actually, I don't know, but it's pretty. I mean, you have to put extra time. It's just like participating in any other sport or any other things that it takes time, and if you don't prepare, you know, you don't do the job, but you have prepared for it, and it's really great that you did. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
I would just like to make a quick comment, just to educate you a little bit.
Yes.
We call studying training. So when you are a sports-minded person, so when you are practicing and training for your conditioning, that's what we call studying for Science Olympiad. We are training.
Thank you.
And they do that more honest probably than not.
You train and then you participate,
And
right?
and then you compete.
And you compete. Well, yeah, you participate and compete.
We like to say compete.
I would just like to do a quick shout out, since I recognize almost everybody on that team as formers, and to hear the clinking of those medals, oh my goodness, that is amazing. And I just want to say, way to go. And all the parents.
Well, before you move along real quickly, I wanted to thank Dr. Cox and her husband. I know how much time goes into this, and I know through COVID we had many phone calls about how do you keep a team together, what do you do, how do you do it, how do you motivate children. And thank you for sticking it out, and students, thank you for hanging on through the COVID years. I know that was not easy to study, and I know it was not easy to meet and get the best results that you wanted, but I like to see success. And success isn't always about a medal. It's about how did you do, how did you measure up? And so continue to measure yourself against other students and continue to strive. Medals are fantastic, but competing and broadening your brain is what's most important. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Ms. Susan Heberly, who is our Science Bowl coach.
Good evening. I'd like to start with a couple of thank yous as well. Thank you for the kind words that you've been supportive this year. And also, you know, many of the events, it takes so much time and effort. But I want to say that a lot of the teachers and a lot of the former parents have stuck with it. And even though their children aren't competing, they recognize the value and they are putting in the effort for the next generation. And I really admire that. I want to say thank you to everyone. Also, I always say this, is that if you're competing in Science Bowl and Science Olympiad, you're getting about the equivalent of 4 extra years of science education. And there is just nothing like that to get that kind of background. It'll give you so many opportunities. Obviously, this is our team here, and I want to introduce our captain, Mattia Amata. Team member Alexis Esparza, and he wasn't able to make it here this evening. But you know, as this is about the students, so I'd like to have each one of them take seconds to tell you something about this. Thank you. I really forgot my assistant coach who does like everything else. Imagine what it's like to have that kind of support every single week, well, every day.
My name is Mattia Amato, and I just wanted to say I think Science Bowl is a great opportunity. I mean, especially competing in both Science Olympiad and Science Bowl. Where Science Olympiad, you pick a few events and you go in depth, but Science Bowl, it's kind of everything you could think of in science. So I think it's both competitions in combination have been really helpful in my learning, and I feel like I've gotten a great experience through competing.
Hi, my name is Baruch Hernandez, and I just want to say that Science Bowl has really opened my world to a lot of science that I really would not have known without it. So I just want to say thanks to Science Bowl.
My name is Kate Lee. I've been kind of training for this for over a year before I was even on the team. I'd say that it was a great opportunity to make friends, and as a team we're really close to each other, and it's nice to spend 5 hours of our Sundays together.
I'm Isabel Waters. I just joined this year, and honestly, I'm just so grateful to Miss Haberly for all the work she puts into like helping us grow as students and as people, and potentially as scientists. I mean, she makes practice tests. She spends hours preparing and like studying with us. She explains these concepts that I didn't even know existed. Like, there's so much science, and she knows all of it, and it's just insane. I'm just so grateful to have met her and to have met all of these amazing teammates and to have had this opportunity to be in this club.
And I just want to say is that there's nothing like learning new things. It's so exciting. So, good job,
Congratulations to the Olympiad team. Susan, I want to say something about you because you've been doing this for many years, many years. And I know that when Ron came on the board and still left, you're still doing it because we talked all the time. He prepares the Sunday your garage, right? And they do the training. That's the classroom where you do your training. Congratulations, you've done such a great job with these students, and they speak, they respect you, and thank you very much for your guidance. Thank you.
would just like to thank the Heberleys as well as all of the other parents, because the commitment of time that goes into this, it's amazing, and seeing it firsthand. It just wouldn't happen without all of that support. So kids, thank anybody who's helped and coached you, thank each other, and way to go, Lodi.
I just want to thank the Heberleys. Ron, I've sat in your garage many Sundays, running the buzzer, wiping the board. Until you've experienced it in the Heberleys garage, I don't think there's a classroom out there that is probably more intimidating than a new Science Bowl student walking into that garage. And I know the kids back there, students back there can attest to it. You think you know what you know until you walk into that garage, and there's a senior there that has competed and probably done at least 10 plus science Olympiads and has done every event and knows just about everything. And then you sit down, she gives her, spiel for the day, practice testing, and then you sit down because everybody's there for the snacks and buzzing the last hour or so. And when you sit down to buzz, it's really, truly amazing. If you have a student that competes in it, I really suggest stopping by the Heberleys on a Sunday. You're gonna have to get clearance through Ron to attend the classroom, but it's something to marvel at. Because for students, you think you're a big fish. We're in a little pond here. And when they go out and you sit down, where life will take them in the next 4, 10 years, 20 years, they're gonna run into Science Olympiad people and Science Bowl people. And while people get the two confused, don't. One is individual competition, Science Bowl is specific areas, and it basically takes you down rabbit holes. And until you've witnessed it, you will marvel at the amount of knowledge that these young people have, and it will take you far in your next question. So thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Heberley. I know you probably have more than years than we can even imagine, and I don't know what will happen when you choose not to do it. Just keep eating your Wheaties, okay?
Any other board comments? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Nava?
Yes.
Members of the board, we'll work with Mr. Avalos to ensure he wears purple with his team in the future.
Teacher, yes, I'm just waiting for the crowd to discriminate. All right, we have the 2023-2024 Teacher of the Year.
Good evening, Mr. Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young, Dr. Washer. I'd like to introduce Directors of Personnel, Amber Jager and Aaron Church, who will be facilitating the presentations for the Employees of the Year this evening.
Lower the mic for me. Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, Dr. Washer, Mr. Young. It's my honor to facilitate the recognition of 3 of Lodi Unified's most outstanding teachers as our Teachers of the Year. Each year, the San Joaquin County Office of Education encourages districts to devise an application and selection process for Teacher of the Year. Beginning during the second quarter, administrators are contacted for nominations of exemplary and highly qualified teachers on their sites. Applications are submitted to personnel, and a committee then carefully reviews nominations, and honored teachers are moved forward for consideration at the county level at the end of March. Districts are able to submit up to 3 candidates for Teacher of the Year, grouped by grade spans and delineated as pre-K to grade 5, grade 6 through 8, and grades 9 through 12. All candidates must have a minimum of 8 classroom teaching experience years and cannot be retiring. They have a job to do next year. So, given that, at this time I would like to invite Miss Debbie Crawford and from Wagner Holt and Yasmin Herrera to speak about her award.
Good evening, President Nava, Superintendent Young, members of the board. My name is Yasmin Herrera, and I am the proud Vice Principal at Wagner Holt Elementary School. I am here tonight to introduce our 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Debbie Crawford. Mrs. Crawford has been a dedicated teacher with over 40 years of service. She is also one of Wagner Holt's founding teachers. Building relationships with students is Mrs. Crawford's top priority. She believes that students need to feel cared for, safe, and accepted in order to do their best learning. On a daily basis, Mrs. Crawford works to ensure she is meeting the social, emotional, and academic needs of her students. She strives to build a culture of learning in her classroom where students not only learn from her, but from each other as well. One year during back to school night, one of Mrs. Crawford's students attended, along with his mother, who just so happened to also be a former student of Mrs. Crawford. The mother was so happy that Mrs. Crawford hadn't retired before her son had the same opportunity as she did to be in Mrs. Crawford's class. Her exemplary teaching has positively impacted the lives of generations of students in our school and surrounding community. Thank you for recognizing Mrs. Crawford as a model of what all teachers aspire to be. Not only is Mrs. Crawford being recognized at the district level, she has been selected as a finalist for the 2023 San Joaquin County Teacher of the Year Award. To you, Lodi Unified Elementary Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Debbie Crawford.
Thank you very much, Debbie, for your job well done at the elementary level. If I was growing up again, I would love to be in your class.
Thank you.
It's amazing because, you know, Ms. Church, you mentioned that you don't want anybody retired, and you have 40 years? That is amazing, because you love what you do. I know that, because I went extra also because I worked free for about 3 years because of that. So congratulations to you, Debbie.
Okay, next I would like to invite Teacher of the Year, grades 6 through 8, with her administrator, Mike Rogers, Nicole Combs.
President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young, thank you for letting us be here tonight with you. What an amazing night to recognize all these students, staff members who make such a difference in the lives of our students. It's absolutely amazing. Tonight I would like to introduce to you Miss Nicole Combs, Teacher of the Year for grades 6 through 8. Miss Combs' journey in education began as a young girl in Lodi Unified School District. She attended Wagner Holt Elementary, Delta Sierra Middle School, and Bear Creek High School.
Of course you do.
After college, her dream was to become a teacher and give back to the district where she was educated. She began her teaching career at Lockford 8 years ago, where she has taught 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. In her years as a teacher, she has built lifelong relationships with students, staff, and the community. If Ms. Combs has touched your life in some way throughout the years, and you are here tonight to celebrate this achievement, please stand. Ms. Combs has many name tags and hats that she wears throughout the day: teacher, counselor, friend, colleague, PBIS coach, site tech lead, student council leader, tips mentor, and the list goes on. When asked why she wanted to become a teacher and why she worked so hard every day, she said, "As I went through school, many people told me that I had a knack for teaching and helping others. I work hard every day because it's all about my students and setting them up for success in their future dreams." Ms. Combs is the first one to volunteer when there is a need, and she won't give up until the task at hand is complete. I am grateful for Ms. Combs and her support throughout the years, and I look forward to all that she will accomplish throughout her career. Congratulations, Ms. Combs.
Everybody that works for Lodi Unified, you're all awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Combs. Your description by your principal is excellent because that's what you do. And it's very important that we do have teachers that are actually Lodi Unified School students. And you are one of them, and you come back and contribute to our students here in Lodi Unified. Thank you very much.
And for our Teacher of the Year in grades 9 through 12, I'd like to invite Lynette Lewis with
Good evening, Mr. Young, President Nava, members of the board. It's my pleasure to introduce Lynette Lewis to you. I have to start with a story. About 13 years ago, I had a son who was a freshman in geometry. And 14-year-old boys don't talk about their teachers too much. But I remember one evening him saying, "Mom, I have this teacher who makes math amazing. And I have a kid that sits behind me that I don't even think he wants to learn, and she's teaching him geometry." And I always stuck with me that name, and I thought, when I ended up at Liberty and I ended up with a math opening and I saw that she applied, I was thrilled, you can imagine. So Lynette has been a teacher for 30 years, 27 years with Lodi Unified at comprehensive sites, and 2 years at Liberty. Lynette is affectionately known by our staff as Mary Poppins because everything she touches is magic. She runs a thrift store on our campus. She started a job board. She feeds our staff. She does technology. She was the first teacher at Lodi High to try the smart board when technology started bringing smart boards out. Everything she does technology-wise. During COVID, she began to tape herself doing lessons, so she should be on YouTube, so students could watch her delivering a lesson. She still continues to do that, so if a student misses class, they can watch a recorded lesson of her teaching. Her technology skills are off the chart. She does taxes for kids who are kind of on their own because we have a high population of kids that are kind of making it on their own. She just does amazing things, and I am so honored to have her at Liberty and to present her tonight as Teacher of the Year for Lodi Unified School District grades 9 through 12.
Mr. Young, thanks for this moment for all of us. It's very nice. I love that elementary and middle school and high school are all recognized. I think that's very special. I want to thank Tammy for nominating me for this and helping me with my application. I have a huge thank you to Jane Wozniak for helping me with my application and letters of rec, and Sarah Basinger as well. It's a lot, you know. And Sarah Basinger wrote a letter of rec for me, so I want to thank them both. And Jane Wozniak just for the support through everything. I can't remember what you've done in 30 years, you know. She has helped me. I'm like, did we do that? She's like, yeah, we did that. So that was helpful. I want to thank my family, and some of them are here tonight. My husband Howard, and my son Dawson, and my future daughter-in-law Lauren. And I thank them for their support, and a huge thank you to my Liberty High School family. Big support there, and I really appreciate them, and I am truly blessed to have the job that I have here at Lodi. Thank you.
Thank you, Lynette. I actually admire all teachers, but you teach in the math department, and I got to relate this story to you. When I was a 10th grader in high school, that's many moons just before you were born probably, and I had the problem with geometry. And if you have a problem, you're not going to catch up in the classroom. So my teacher, Mr. Borden, stayed after class, and the light went on after that, so I appreciate math teachers. Thank you very much. You bet. Thank you,
So I'd also like to say, for a personal note, that you were my daughter's favorite math teacher, because she had a lot of trouble learning math, and she said she actually did well enough in your class. So that's awesome coming from my kid. So anyway, thank you for helping.
Thank you.
Leonard makes the best tater tot casserole. If you on Mary Poppins above. It was an honor and a privilege working with you when we did it at Lodi Middle too. So congratulations. Yay.
President Nava, members of the board, and Mr. Young. I'm excited to be here on behalf of personnel tonight to recognize another fabulous employee of Lodi Unified. I'd like to introduce Joe Patty, who is the supervisor of Peter Lillenstein, who is one of the classified employees of the year.
Mr. Nava, members of the board, Pete has been the best employee. I've known him 24 years. He started 1993. He has 30 years in. He's what keeps M&O going on a day-to-day basis. All the vehicles, all the people, keeping them in line, keeping the batteries charged, keeping everything going. He keeps all of M&O running smooth, because without him, we can't do our jobs. And it's a lot. And he puts up with me, and that's a lot. I mean, that's really a lot. Mr. Pete.
Members of the board, Mr. Young, I just want to say thank you for the nomination by Joe and also receiving the award. I was a student in Lodi Unified. I went to Elkhorn, Valley Oaks, Senior L, okay. I left, went out in the real world, and came back to be a mechanic. And it's been a great ride. I want to thank Joe again and everybody involved in getting me the award. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete, for coming back to the district. My gosh, that's a wonderful thing. And I've toured that plant back there, and you have, an amazing plant that you guys work in. And my gosh, if you're not there, the L transportation that needs to be repaired stops. So congratulations for your job well done. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Connexa.
Yeah, I just, before you don't go away, I just want you to hear this. I just wanted you to hear one comment. I always thought that we'll call them, I'll put them all in one group, the classified employees, the secretaries, the mechanics, the electricians, the groundskeepers are the forgotten heroes of the district. Without those folks doing their job every day, nothing else is going to happen. So you're a great example of what we want people to do, and thank you.
President Nava, members of the board, and Mr. Young, we have one final recognition for a certificated employee, and I'm thrilled to announce this is actually the first year for Counselor of the Year. So please let me introduce Aisha Bryce, who is supervisor of Erica Contreras-Suarez.
Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, Dr. Washer in her absence, and Mr. Young. I am so honored to be standing before you today to introduce to you your School Counselor of the Year, Erica Contreras-Suarez. A theme of the night is former Lodi students returning and giving back to their community. Erica is a graduate of Lodi High School and had the pleasure of a wonderful counselor who inspired her to give back to her community. Upon completion of school, she has served us for almost 20 years at all levels of counseling, elementary, middle school, and high school. I would have to say, that's a unicorn. To be able to give back and be able to see the needs at every level is amazing. I'd have to say Erica has a servant attitude. She is always willing to go above and beyond. Whatever is asked of her, she does without asking. And one thing that she has the support of 6 of her colleagues here tonight, so that just shows you the family and team that the elementary division has created. Because without Erica, I don't know what we would do without her. She is kind of like the mother bear. We go round and round of how do we not overgive. But it's just amazing to see all that she's done. Some of her accomplishments have been not only to serve us, but to be an adjunct counselor at Sac State and as an adjunct instructor for university. So this is a well-rounded, talented individual who is more than deserving of this honor. And she has been instrumental in allowing us to develop a comprehensive school counseling program here in Lodi. So I would not, that would not be possible without her efforts as well as the team. She has great colleagues to support her in that work. And because of all of her accomplishments, not only is she our Counselor of the Year, but she is also San Joaquin County's Counselor of the Year.
Okay, I'm not gonna cry, I'm just kidding. Just want to thank the board members and actually everybody in Lodi Unified. I was fortunate enough to start here at the elementary level and just kind of work myself way in all over the place. But just feel very honored. I think one of the positions that I've held as a school counselor has been very sacred. I think, and I tell my students every day that they are my boss. I'm here to service them and do the best that I can to provide them the support that they need. And that comes from my grandparents, who are servants and never asking anything in return. And I hope that, I mean, for me, this is very uncomfortable being up here because I'm just doing what I was taught. So just privileged to give back to my community, my group here. We have wonderful school counselors throughout the district that are just loving and giving, and just giving that hope. And more than anything, I remember in my program, they always talked about keeping boundaries and just being very cautious and not trying to get too involved. Well, I'm one of those who unfortunately gets overly involved, and I love my kids with all my heart. And so I hope that I'm able to represent Lodi Unified in the best way that I can. And then I just want to extend a thank you to everyone for everything that they do, and my team, who that's my family. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Erica. My gosh, counselors are influence to every student that they come across. I like that because I actually was married to a counselor, and I know that the job that you do is tedious, demanding, and you're there because you like it and you work with parents, and your students are so important to you that you actually help them succeed. Thanks again. You're a regular Lodi Unified School ex-student to become a counselor. Very nice. Thank you. All right. Proclamation for the National School Principal Day. Mr. Knackset. Who's the victim?
Mr. Knackstead. Mark Dawson, who was a principal for the first half of this year, is ready to receive this proclamation on behalf of principals.
Okay. This is a proclamation for the School Principals Day. Whereas school principals play an integral role in the education and growth of children in elementary, middle, and secondary schools by ensuring every child has access to a high-quality education in a safe, supportive environment. And whereas school principals work cooperatively to direct, develop, and inspire all members of the school staff and student body, to communicate effectively with parents, to engage them in learning process, and whereas each principal is a crucial component of continually improving and implementing educational policy, leading the way for the involvement and accountability of students, parents, the community, and other stakeholders. And whereas educational leaders face many challenges in supporting and educating our young people, and it's through their perseverance and commitment that Lodi Unified continues to produce career-ready students. And whereas the board recognizes and appreciates the skills, dedication, and ongoing commitment of school principals to positively impact the future of Lodi Unified School District's youth. And whereas School Principals Day is an opportunity to recognize the hard work of Lodi Unified School District principals, vice principals, and assistant principals, and to highlight the importance of principals in providing our children access to rigorous and well-rounded education. Now, therefore be resolved that the Board of Lodi Unified School District recognize May 1st, 2023 as School Principals Day in Lodi Unified School District. This is proclaimed this day, the 25th day of April, 2033, and it's signed by our President, Mr. Joe Nava of the Lodi Unified School District.
Thank you, President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young, Dr. Washer. I'm honored to accept this on behalf of all principals in the district. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Now we have a presentation by Sanette Negron, representative for Susan Talamantes. Eggman, sorry.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Dr. Nava, members, board members, and Dr. Young, or I should say Mr. Young. I am honored here to represent Susan Talamantes Eggman. She's district representative for the 5th District of the state of California. And we have the honor, or I should say Dr. Eggman has the, wants to extend a resolution to our lovely Kathy Nichols Washer for her retirement. We want to acknowledge her dedication, and so if I may read this, you may join me if you like, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Do we have to?
Yes, she does.
Yeah. Okay. This is a really great honor. Dr. Eggman really admires you for all you've done, your career, your 31 years of service to education. Dr. Eggman, as a professor of Sacramento State, knows the hard work you put into servicing your students, your faculty. As a professional, she admires you, so I have to extend that to you. She asked me to do that. But I will also read the resolution. By the Honorable Susan Talamantes Eggman, 5th Senator District, relative to commending Kathy Nichols Washer. Whereas Dr. Nichols Washer is retiring as superintendent of the Lodi Unified School District, thus bringing a close to her career as a field educator that spans 37 years. And it is appropriate at this time to highlight her many achievements and extend her special public recognition and commendments. And whereas one of the longest serving superintendents among large school districts in the state of California. And whereas the district's first female superintendent, Dr. Nichols Washer, spearheaded a creation of its first strategic communication and marketing plan and the Giving Opportunity to Kids Foundation, a nonprofit organization that benefits local students. And whereas a proud graduate of the University of California, Davis, with a Bachelor's of Science degree, and the California State University, Sacramento, with a Master's degree in Educational Administration and a teaching credential. Dr. Nichols Washer launched her career in education as a teacher in the Manteca Unified School District before instructing in Sacramento. And whereas also earning her doctorate in education administration from the University of Pacific, Dr. Nichols Washer held a site level and district office administration position with Stockton and Patterson Joint Unified School District before serving as the first female superintendent of Manteca Unified School District. And in her continued efforts to give back to the local community, she has held membership with Lodi Rotary Club, Lodi District Chamber of Commerce, and whereas having presented to local and statewide audiences on women in leadership, Dr. Nichols Washer is a staunch advocate for supporting girls in their development of leadership skills and as a founding member of Women Together International. This is an organization that provides networking, learning, mentoring opportunities to women in the Central Valley and beyond. She serves on its committee and appeared on KCRA Channel 3 News while promoting the organization's 3rd annual virtual women's conference. And whereas Dr. Kathy Nichols Washer is one of the state's most highly regarded and renowned education leaders, and her contribution will play an important part in California's progress in the years ahead. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Senator Susan Talamantes Eggman that Dr. Kathy Nichols Washer be commended for her illustrious record of accomplishments during her career in the field of education, We applaud her for the inspiration and guidance she has provided to the Lodi School District and extended sincere best wishes for success in the future. This resolution is presented today, and it is signed by the Honorable Susan Donmont II, 5th District of the State of California. And if I may.
Thank you, Mr. Negron, for representing Ms. Talamontes.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, sorry.
All right, thanks again. I want a recognition actually of Dr. Kathy Nickel-Washer. This evening, on behalf of the Lodi School District Board of Education, I want to take a moment to recognize Dr. Kathy Nichols-Washer and the 15 years of hard work and dedication to the children, family of the Lodi Unified School District. Dr. Washer, you should be commended for leading us through some of the most difficult times in the history of this great district. Not only do you navigate us through the tumultuous times, but you ensure that we flourish once the crisis ends. I remember those things because I've been with you forever, I think. Actually, the longest board member, and you were only 4 months before me, so I know you very well. This school district is financially stable, healthy, and our children are receiving a world-class education because of your leadership. You have provided so much more. Our career technical education programs are unparalleled and offering students career paths beyond their high school experience. You came into the district with a passion to see children read, and today our early reading program is providing a great gateway to future success. Under your leadership, we passed Measure U, voters approved bond to build new schools and modernize others, help develop the God Kids Foundation, which provides resources and programs for our children and expanded opportunities for students throughout the district, and met the demands of the significant changes in technology in education. Once crisis is enough, once it's for the superintendent to handle, but you gracefully handled too. When the COVID-19 pandemic, and you can remember that, and all of us can, it became reality that the challenges we faced were unparalleled. You adapted changing requirements and limitations, trust upon the school district. You weathered the frustrations and challenges presented by the passionate parents and community members, and all the while, your steady, humble leadership was on display, even though you never took credit for the great things you accomplished as the superintendent of the Lodi Unified School District. And as you see the finish line ahead, you know we are so thankful for you have done a leading job in Lodi Unified School District. We are excited for your future as a grandma, and I know that, and no doubt know your experiences and wisdom will be leveraged to support others in leadership. Thank you, well done, and we will miss you, Dr. Washer. Thank you. So on behalf of the comments from the board? Ms. Paul? Yes.
President Nava, if I may, as the newest board member, thank you, Dr. Washer. I'm coming in to serve into a world-class district thanks to you. The difference that you've made in the life of students, teachers, and parent educators, it was obvious today. Thank you.
Mr. Knaxat?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Nava. you said it all just a few minutes ago, along with the proclamations that you've been receiving the last several board meetings. But I still have a few choice comments that I think I'm going to reserve for a different venue in the near future. But I do want to say thank you, for Dr. Washer, for your constant professionalism and the work you've done for students and staff during your time at Lodi Unified. You did a great job. You certainly left your mark on this district. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Connexter. Mrs. Lewis? Again, Ms. Alexander.
I'll answer those, especially since we had Lynette here earlier. Another Lewis. Another good Lewis. It's okay.
Good name.
I just wanted to say I've known you in many roles during our time, from teaching at Teachers College and being across interview panels with you, and just ARBET, even starting with that. So the roles that you've taken on, I'm thankful and grateful for those helping out. Thank you for your service to our district, for being a female pioneer, and I'm gonna say a style trendsetter in Lodi Unified. I wish you well in your newest role, because I know you will excel at that as well, being a grandma. Your granddaughter's a lucky girl to be able to have you close by and to teach her and start with those baking skills early. There's really cool step stools on Amazon. I partially got in the bake for those baked goods, and I've yet to see them. I'm not complaining, but I wanted the lemon cake too, yes. Thank you so much for all you've done.
Thank you, Ms. Alexander. Ms. McFarland?
Thank you. I'll keep mine short. I have more comments for later than also Mr. Connexter. One word comes to mind when I think of Dr. Washer, and it's grace. She's quiet, she's unassuming, but don't let that fool you. She can turn it upside down when she needs to. She knows exactly what to say to the board, exactly what to say to her employees. And she's guided this district for many years through many different challenges. And you see the same look on her face, and it's a smile and it's poise. And so thank you for your calm in the storm, and thank you for the giggles behind closed doors. And this district will be different. It will still be good, Mr. Young. Thank you, Dr. Washer.
Mr. Stroh.
Dr. Washer, I think it's amazing the job you've done here for so long. Pioneer woman in leading a district this size, or any district in the state of California. And I mean, everybody said everything, and enjoy being a grandmother. I think you really deserved it.
Thank you, Mr. Stroh. And now we have the superintendent's report, not Mr. Young, but Dr. Washer.
Sorry, you forgot comments from the public about this agenda item.
We're not ready for comments from the public, but you are very welcome.
You have an agenda item, do you not? Point of order, Mr. President.
We have not gotten this. Mr. Nava, members of the board, during the superintendent's comments, there is no public comments, however.
And we're still haven't finished the last item, which is the recognition of Dr. Washer.
Yes, so technically Mr. Freitas does have an opportunity to share, and I apologize, and I tried to find a loophole. I have none.
I would like to introduce a former board member for many years on this board, and the new district attorney from San Joaquin County, Mr. Ron Freitas. Thank you, sir.
President Nava, Superintendent Young, Superintendent Washer, members of the board. It is my honor to be here at Dr. Washer's last meeting, because she was at my first meeting over 10 years ago. And it was a small group. I think it was Valerie, Joe, and I, right? The only three that were there that time. Yes. But I'm not going to go over the list of accomplishments. This is a woman that loves kids. This is a woman that did so much for this district, whether it was the bond measures, the buildings, the career paths, the administrators, the changes that she rolled through. But I will simply say this. This is a woman that you can only pay the highest compliment to, is that she changed lives for the better every single day in every single way. And one of those was mine. So thanks very much.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you very much for this power.
Red light works.
Do not time me, Valerie. I can just see her just eager to push that button. Well, thank you so much. Don't really know what to say after that. Humbled and honored to have been your superintendent, and hearing your words is quite humbling, so thank you. Thank you so much. I do have a few things to say. Over the past 15 years, I've kept my superintendent comments very short, as most people know. So I figure I've got some time banked. So get comfortable. I'm going to use my time. And I apologize for reading it. I tried to make it large, not to use glasses, but that's not going to work. Before I begin my comments to the board, I want to extend a very sincere thank you to the principals, teachers, and students who brought me great joy through the many posters, cards, words of advice, pictures, flowers, student performances, and many other precious farewell mementos that I will cherish. And you can see many of them in the hallways. Thank you for taking the time to craft these very creative and special gifts. Serving as superintendent in this county for 20 years has been an incredible experience, both professionally and personally. I realized early on that there are two elements of the journey that have been most important: purpose and people. Regardless of the circumstances, I've tried to hold on to my purpose, doing what is best for kids, no matter what. As board members, you know that this can often be challenging, especially when there's an attempt to put adult issues in the center of the stage. This board has always been student-focused, for which I am grateful. The second element is people. I appreciate the wonderful people I've had the honor to get to know. I could not have done this job without the highly competent and caring people around me. We are a people business. No matter what position we hold, those around us can be the reason why we love our job and the reason why we stay. And that has been true for me. I want to share with you what, in my opinion, have been critical decisions by the Board of Education over the past 15 years that have kept this district strong. Safety. Early on in my tenure, we started to address major facility issues at school sites that greatly enhanced safety. Single point of entry, cameras, additional FTE staff for supervision, and many other additions are helping our safety efforts. Technology. Also early on, we worked on expanding the infrastructure, which set the stage for district-wide wireless internet service. More recently, the board was one of the first to be a one-to-one device district. This turned out to be a critical decision, as it made a significant difference in being prepared for the requirement of distance learning. We were among the few districts that avoided the struggles and frustrations of having to scramble to get devices and postpone instruction in order to get everyone, including young children, up and running with devices. We were also one of the first districts in the area to have an esports team. Robotics, students repairing Chromebooks, computer science at the high schools are all examples of innovation thanks to the board's forward thinking. Focus on early reading. The site visits that I have been to this year have reassured me that great progress is being made with student achievement. The hard-working teachers are doing with our diagnostic, monitoring, and intervention programs is paying off. Teachers are identifying specific needs and developing targeted strategies to help each student. The best proof is when teachers say, "I have never had a class start the year this high in reading." That's what's happening throughout this district. It is happening because of your decisions, site administrative leadership, and good teaching. Measure U. The Kids Need You campaign brought much needed facility improvements to our schools. From major projects like Lodi High to OK and Needham, to smaller scale projects like parking lots and portable replacements, Measure U will benefit generations of students and staff. Thank you, board. Thank you, community. Opportunities for students and choices for families. Lodi Unified offers a wide range of programs and options thanks to the Board of Education. This district has one of the best CT programs in the state, with high-quality courses and pathways,
representing a wide variety of fields with many leading to certification, making students job and career ready. Lodi Unified is one of the few districts in the state that has dedicated classes and a dedicated school for gifted and talented students. The cluster classes within the regular school environment and the specialized program at Elkhorn provide choices and extended opportunities unlike any other. Thank you, board. Lodi Unified continues to offer structure options for families. Virtual, independent study with small group sessions, and even a combination of in-person and independent learning at Valley Robotics Academy. Thank you, board. Turner Academy is a unique school that enables students with special needs to stay within Lodi Unified rather than be placed in a non-public school setting. This was a bit of a risk for the board to approve this program, but you took that risk and it is benefiting students. And the district offers a dual immersion program at Joe Cerner Jr. Charter School. The board supported the addition of financial literacy courses, which are not offered in all districts. I encourage you to expand courses in personal finance, as we often hear from parents and students that this is a hole in the educational program. Opportunities like dual enrollment at the comprehensive high schools, a wide variety of advanced placement courses, and the best extension programs around, like a 2-week residency camp at UOP and cabinet making at a local business, are things that set this district apart from all others and make it the education destination. Many of these unique and engaging programs are a result of decisions this board made on how to utilize COVID-19 funds. While many districts struggled with this, our board made sound decisions based on what is best for students. Your decisions have been recognized by the California Department of Education, as we were asked to speak about our efforts on 2 separate webinars hosted by CDE for all districts. These decisions are just a few examples of the thoughtful, student-focused work of the board. I also want to share some joyous memories, moments I will not forget. Nutrition services staff during COVID. They distributed much more than meals. They greeted parents and students with smiles that could be seen through masks. For a while, the only in-person connection to school, nutrition services staff created a connection that students craved. Instructional coaches stepping up to help with distance learning when there were not enough teachers to meet the interest. Because they were willing to take on distance learning students, Lodi Unified was able to meet the state requirement when many other districts could not. I remember going to a school site during the beginning of COVID and expressing concern over the work that had to be done regarding cleaning protocols. One member of our M&O team said very calmly, "Don't worry, ma'am, we'll get it done." Watching an esports tournament at Tokay High School. Feeling nurtured and supported by my office staff. In the middle of a very chaotic board agenda day when I was feeling frazzled, they held all of my calls, turned out my light and closed the door so that I could relax. Actually, I think they were putting me in timeout. A crisis intervention team quickly mobilizing to help students and staff needing support after an incident impacting a school community. Coming into work to a sabotaged workstation. I won't name the culprit, but high school principals could probably figure it out. Being sorted into a house during an assembly at Larson Elementary. Hearing a Wagner Holt staff member greet a student on the first day back from distance learning and say, "I wish I could give you a hug." Walking past graduates on the McNair Field, hearing students say thank you to board members for the in-person graduation ceremony. Getting my picture taken in front of the Lodi High sign wearing head-to-toe purple. Listening to the Elkhorn Bell Choir at Christmas time. Seeing district employees and community members pay a lot of money for a cake to support our students at Got Kids fundraisers. Walking into a first grade classroom, kids spread out all over the room filled with a beautiful sound, children reading. Hearing and seeing student excitement at the groundbreaking for the Bear Creek Ag facility really early in the morning. Making 250 cupcakes for the new teacher boot camp. Seeing our high school counselors interact with parents and students at the college and career fair. The NorCal Science Festival. District office cupcake wars. I would like to forget the chili contest because I did not win. Visiting the culinary arts class at McNair and enjoying the result of the lesson. This is a top-notch program I encourage you to visit. Walking into a leadership team meeting shortly after announcing my retirement. The greeting I received from leaders I respect and admire took my breath away. Hiding paper pumpkins for the Great Pumpkin Game. Seeing Health Academy students run booths at Westwood's Health Fair, putting their classwork into practice and demonstrating strong leadership skills. Listening to a principal share her goals for the school and realizing those were the exact goals I shared at the beginning of the year. Walking into the office on my birthday and seeing a table full of chips and dips. Cheering on students in our special education programs as they proudly and confidently walked down the red carpet in Hollywood style for the premiere of the film they worked on during film camp with Joey Travolta, a life-changing experience for many. Chelsea Von Geer running a vaccination clinic at the district office on a Saturday for those who missed the opportunity at the county office. Joining hundreds of students and parents for the culminating event of the UOP Residency Summer Camp, another life-changing experience for many. Joining virtual classes and seeing the strategies teachers were using to engage students from afar, dressing up as astronauts, clowns, historical figures, watching in awe as teachers delivered lessons on the screen. Being involved in the creation of Got Kids Foundation and watching it grow as community members volunteer to serve. Visiting a world language class at Lodi High. Although I didn't understand a word, it was obvious students were learning and having fun. Hearing a Lodi Chamber of Commerce volunteer reflect on helping a young student read in the after-school program and what a powerful experience that was. I believe it was powerful for the child as well. Going into a principal's office for a meeting and seeing that there was a chair reserved for my purse. Watching student artists proudly show families their creations on display at the art show. Several student artists said they had never been recognized for anything before. Hearing our auditors report a clean audit every year. Working with the San Joaquin County Office of Education to start Women Together International, an organization dedicated to support women in the workplace and promote leadership skills. During this year's virtual conference, we saw really good, well thought out questions coming into speakers from the chat, from the same username. Turns out those questions were from Elkhorn students who were watching the conference as part of their class. And my very favorite thing, putting books in the hands of children. Lodi Unified is in great position to move forward and see incredible growth in student achievement. The downside for me at this stage is that I will not be here to watch this, but I will be celebrating with you from a distance. I want to recognize two groups of incredible people. First, my office staff. This is a special team. The behind-the-scenes work they do for the district may never be fully known. Please understand that what they do goes way beyond the superintendent's office. They take care of this district and have taken care of me for 15 years. Second, cabinet. You have a phenomenal cabinet. They are highly dedicated, trustworthy, and extremely competent. Their mission is implementing yours. And there is no better team to do just that. I appreciate them, and I know that you do as well. I also want to thank the employees of Lodi Unified. The warm greetings at school sites, the excitement about teaching and learning, and the encouraging emails throughout the years have meant a lot to me. I have every card, every uplifting note and email saved as a reminder of your kindness. Taking time from your busy day to reach out to me is above and beyond and very much appreciated. Thank you for serving this community. Thank you for being a part of the Lodi Unified family. And thank you for helping me get through the toughest times. I cannot find the right words, and I cannot express my appreciation enough to the Board of Education for the past 15 years. I always had the opportunity to express my opinions, and I always felt heard. From the start with the state budget crisis to the end with the worldwide health pandemic, there have been many challenges. Through it all, I always felt part of the governance team. The board has supported me, celebrated with me, and lifted me up during the tough times. Through all the chaos we had to navigate due to outside forces, through every challenge and roadblock, I never felt alone. Board members were right there with me. There are many things I appreciate about my board over the years: strong leadership, focus on students, and dedication to serving this community. But the one thing that rises above everything else for me is that the board treated me like a fellow human being. A human with strengths, weaknesses, skills, and areas for improvement. A person capable of doing well and making mistakes like everyone else. I know not all superintendents are treated this way. I'm grateful. I get asked two questions frequently. How can you do this job for so long? The answer is easy: because of my board. Second, you have 7 bosses? Answer, yes, and I would not have wanted it any other way. Individual board members have been my mentors, coaches, cheerleaders, and friends. The board as a whole has enabled me to have a 15-year experience that I greatly value and appreciate. Thank you for giving me this unique gift. Since I announced my retirement, the board has been diligent in doing what is best for the community. You were proactive in creating a transition plan that can serve as a model for other boards. You are giving this community an exceptional new superintendent, and I wish you all the very best. May you fulfill your purpose and honor the people along the way.
That's the best superintendent report I've heard in 16 years. The longest is great. Thank you, Dr. Washer. We have comments from student representatives. We'll start with Ms. Del Prado from Bear Creek. Thank you.
Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, and Superintendent Young. We had our prom on April 8th. We were joined by students from Plaza High School. The event ran smoothly with no complications, so big thank you for the hard work put in by students, staff, and especially Ms. Torres for her dedication. ASB and student government applications are now open and will close on Wednesday, May 3rd. From there, we will begin interviews and elections. Members of our ASB will be visiting elementary schools in the coming weeks to conduct presentations on high school sports and student gov. They will go in depth on the requirements and expectations for such activities. Student gov will be holding a second blood drive next Wednesday, May 3rd. Sign-ups for students 16 and older are currently open. This event is hosted by our ASB Commissioners of Public Interactions, Leilani Rubino and Ira Sarmento. Powder Puff is now less than a month away. Tickets are now on sale, so come and show your support for our juniors and seniors. I will be playing. Special Olympics Unified Basketball will have a game on Thursday, April 27th, starting at 11:50, open to all students to show their support. Bear Creek will be playing Tokay High School. This week is Administrative Secretaries Week. Our staff and student leadership are working together to thank them for their commitment to our students and staff at Bear Creek. This past weekend, Speech and Debate Club members competed at the state championship in Carlsbad, California. Although our students did not win the competition, Bear Creek students Jahan Jacobs, Kaylin Rith, and Casey Ryan performed well in their particular category. Bear Creek was one of the 168 schools competing, and this is Bear Creek's 25th year attending the state championship tournament. Our varsity swim team made it to sectionals taking place next week. Tennis will be hosting and participating in the SJAA League tournament this Friday and Saturday, and our girls swim won league and will be moving on to sectionals next week. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much, Ms. Del Prado, for your report. Mr. Wong from Lodi High School.
Good evening, Mr. Nava, Mr. Young, members of the board. This week, Lodi High just hosted their NorCal Science Festival on Saturday. It was the first time hosting the event, and it was extremely successful and well attended. Mr. Russell's robotics booth had the pleasure of electrocuting Mr. Auerbach, Mr. Young, and other staff members who dared to volunteer. We had 55 presenters who taught a variety of students, children, and parents about the amazing ways that science impacts everything that we do. Our Powder Puff Games took place this past Friday, April 21st at the Great Bowl. It was very successful, and hopefully our junior girls will be ready for flag football in the fall. Autism Acceptance Week is taking place this week with the following dress-up days to show our support for our community. Yesterday was Magnificent Mind Monday, so wear hats. Today was Neurodiversity Tuesday, so you wear tie-dye. Tomorrow is What's Your Passion Wednesday, where you wear something that you love. Thursday is Senior Friendly Thursday, where you dress comfortably. And Friday is T-Shirt for a Cause Friday, where you wear autism awareness shirts. 2 weeks ago, Lodi High held its first ballet dance, a Spanish cultural dance to celebrate student diversity and create an exclusive environment for all. In student government, we had the pleasure of Mr. Young visiting last week, where he gathered information for our student government to learn what the district can do better to support our students moving forward. We talked about different school schedules in the future to allow students to earn additional credits and offer support during the school day. We are also running our student government elections this week. Students submitted their election videos for campaigning last week, and their students are doing their voting this week. Our theater club is presenting the first musical of the year, Mamma Mia, beginning next Wednesday through Saturday at 7 p.m. Tickets are $10, and we ask you to come support our Students in Drama program. Our seniors recently had a meeting with Mr. Auerbach to discuss graduation plans and preparation, and the class of 2023 is slowly getting prepared for June 2nd. We would like to recognize some of our soon-to-be retired teachers and staff members who have served students, and perhaps our parents, for a considerable amount of time at Lodi High. Thank you, Ms. Marceau, Ms. Connolly, Ms. Pratt, Ms. Clemens, Mr. Wilson, and Mr. Gutierrez, our groundskeeper. We appreciate you and we'll miss you all very much. CAPS testing took place during the first 2 weeks of April. We reached over 95% completion in all areas, and thank you, Ms. Basinger, for her demonstration videos and for the Show What You Know campaign. Congratulations to the juniors on working hard to make Lodi High the amazing school that it is. Last week, our SDC students competed against Bear Creek in our first unified basketball game held in the Milas Gym at lunch. Our athletes competed very well and were cheered on by their peers. Spring sports are still underway, and our stunt team won the TCAL League title, and tennis secured the TCAL League title yesterday with their win. And volleyball had their senior night last night as well. Lodi High's prom will take place on May 6th from 8 p.m. to 11:30 p.m., and the theme will be Old Hollywood. Lodi High is also hosting their first carnival, where they'll have a barbecue, a booth that will raise money where people can buy strips of duct tape to stick Mr. Auerbach to the wall, as well as a number of other events and food organizations to celebrate a variety of clubs and cultures. Our parent club has volunteered to grill hamburgers and students for our senior sunset on May 19th. And it should be an amazing night to remember and celebrate the last 4 years. Lastly, on May 18th, we will host our senior awards night in the Milas Gym. On average, our seniors are awarded hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarships that allow them to attend universities, the armed services, and junior colleges to help them achieve their goals. Please join us as we celebrate the class of 2023's many achievements.
Thank you for your report, gentlemen. Now tell me about yourself. Tell us what about yourself. You're substituting for Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm a senior this year at Lodi. I've been going here all 4 years. This year I'm on the volleyball team. We've been doing pretty well. We just had our senior night last night, and we're going to be going into playoffs next week.
Okay, do you have a plan to go to college somewhere?
Yes, I'm going to be attending San Jose State next year, studying computer science.
Awesome. Awesome, very good. Yes. And Ms. Del Prado, you're on track for schooling and so forth already?
Yes, I'm actually a junior,
Oh.
so yes, so not college yet,
Okay.
but I have picked my classes for next year.
Very good, thank you very much. Any
Do you have your
comments?
position for powder puff yet?
For defense, I'm a linebacker, and for offense, I'm a running back, which my dad says is good, so.
Anytime you get notoriety, it's good. Any other questions from the board? Thank you very much, students, for your reports. Very good. Okay, we have comments from the public. A 20-minute time period has been set aside for the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda. Each public speaker should limit his or her comments to 3 minutes. The board cannot engage in dialogue about the public comments because of restrictions placed by the California Brown Act. Public speaker's time, the light will stay solid green for the first 2 minutes. At 2 minutes, it will start flashing green. At 2.5 minutes, it will turn to orange. And at 3 minutes, it will keep on and red. That's when your time is up. Okay? We have 2 speakers. Well, Mr. Freitas already cheated. Oh, he wants to talk again? Okay. Julia Zimmerman.
Good evening, board members, Mr. Nava and Mr. Young. My name is Julia Zimmerman. I work as a peer educator for 15 years in the same classroom in Live Oak School in special education. And I love my job. I love my students. Though I'm here to share with you my problem that I'm sure you're aware of, but I want to show you with different perspective what it is. And if you don't mind, I'll show you my just 2 pages and I'll explain what it is.
Did you give it to Mr.
I will be short. So, as you see, the first page is my last paycheck. I just want to show you my every month problem that I need to solve. Maybe you can help me, or you'll be aware of in numbers what it is to work for. I love my job. I love my students, but I have to live this struggle every month. I know that my union already kind of settled for this year, but I would like to plant a seed for next year, because I do have a problem. I live by myself. I have no husband to support me. And this is very simple. First is my paycheck, right? This is my income. And this is my expenses. As you see, I listed rent or mortgage as a normal person, right? I have $1,000. Utilities, city, gas, that I need to pay groceries around about 500, my car payment 400, car insurance 100. I need to buy gas, right, to go to work. I pay health insurance 100, cell phone 100. So the total of expenses is 2,700. I already crossed off medicine. Let's pretend I don't need it. Clothing, restaurants, internet, and so forth. So even though I just want to, one thing is to know, and another thing is to see numbers in front of your eyes and think how, as a person, I need to come to work, I perform hard, I work every day, 8 hours, and I believe I do a good job. I want to pinpoint with you at, we do get a raise 6%. It brings me to $130 more. I have only 2 questions. Why, when we discuss the raise, you did not say yes to 13%? That's all my union was asking, only 13%. And to match my 2,700 and 2,200, what item or which items need to cross from my list? Simple as that. I believe to match my difference, I need 30%, or I'll take even 50% as a wishful thinking. I just want you to think of a next year of when there is money talk with my union, please think of my face. I'm okay to make a fool of myself as example, but I'm just a person who come and work every single day hard. I work 6 hours in special day class and 2 hours in after school program. And I'm trying to match just to pay my needs. I am sorry that maybe it's a wrong way to do it, but I believe it's time to do it sometimes. So I work 15 years. It takes me a long time to come here and have courage to face it. I appreciate your thoughts, even like 5 minutes of your time. And you, the persons who can make decisions in this matter, and it makes no sense for me to talk to my coworkers, different people, how do I do? What do I do? There is no point. People who don't come and say what's the problem, they are okay. I'm here, so you hear my problem.
You're closing down, please.
Thank you.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
it. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Zimmerman. Alisa Bolan.
Good evening, board members, Mr. Nava, Mr. Young, and everybody. Wow, this is interesting. I initially came to speak in reference to an issue with my daughter. But wow, it's so unfortunate, I don't know, I feel bad. Because with Dr. Washer, she's resigning, or retiring, I'm sorry, retiring. And I worked with her years ago on the board as a parent. And I guess it's just a fine time to say that right now. But she is a good person and a good role model. And as a parent, I can stand here to say that. I also have a daughter, another daughter, that graduated from Ronald E. McNair High School in 2019. And she would like to say something to Dr.
Hi everyone, my name is Alasia Townsell. I was the president of Ronald E. McNair High School in 2019, 2018 to 2019, and also the student board representative. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces come back today. My mom told me that Dr. Washer was retiring, so I skipped class today. And I stayed, but it's okay, I'm going back tonight, and I'm gonna be there on time tomorrow. But I had to come say goodbye in person, and I'm glad I got to see Mr. Freitas too. But yeah, it's good seeing everyone. I also want to give like a little update. I'm graduating this year on June 16th. I went in as a business econ major, but I'm a public affairs major. I'm interning at Los Angeles City Hall with Governor Newsom's new College Corps program, and I'll also be working for them full-time in the summer. Yeah, next step plans is to take a gap year, and then I want to go to law school, and then I want to get my PhD in public policy. Yeah, I just want to give a little update and then say my goodbyes and my thank yous. Thank you for everything, Dr. Washer. I really appreciate it.
So my apologies for going off topic, but I think there was a better topic. That was a good thing. I was bringing up an issue and a concern in regards to McNair High School and another daughter of mine that I believe I have addressed previously, but I have not had any results in regards to. I have attended a lot of meetings, trainings in regards to safety concerns and some situations. I think I have spoke to a lot of key members, but I'm still learning some new members. But my main focus on being here tonight and waiting all this time to address this concern again is to let you guys know that I'm still waiting for a response to my daughter's situation or issue and being a student at Ronald E. McNair. I don't know if everybody is aware, but I believe they should be. If not, you're welcome to address me. Elisa Moland, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Freitas.
President Nava, Dr. Washer, Mr. Young, members of the board. Can I tell you that you have the greatest job in the whole wide world, and how much I miss your job, but I do appreciate what you're doing, and I only left it to have the next greatest job in the whole wide world, which is being district attorney. And I address you here today, and I believe we have a video clip on what I want to address you about.
One pill can kill. 6 out of every 10 fentanyl pills contain a potentially lethal dose. One pill can kill. Drug traffickers are using fake pills to exploit the opioid crisis, resulting in more than 100,000 drug overdose deaths in the United States in the most recent 12-month reporting period. Don't be another statistic. To learn more about fentanyl and how to spot fake pills, please visit sjgov.org/DA/1pill.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Chelsea for making that possible and Michael for getting that up there. But we have a pandemic right now. It is our #1 health concern in our community. And as your Chief Public Safety Officer, it is very important to me that we address this and we do everything that we can. That's why we're changing the narrative and set out on a $100,000 campaign in San Joaquin County to intervene with fentanyl in the lives of our youth. We find that no longer can we call it an overdosing, that we see because of the intentional aspects of it, that is in fact a poisoning of our community, our #1 health concern. We have 500 Californians that are dying every single month from fentanyl and fentanyl overdose. 6 out of 10 pills that we are seizing contain a lethal dose. We also have seized over 28,000 pounds in California alone last year. That was just what was seized. Imagine which made it out onto the streets. We find that there are fake pills, that it mimics regular prescription items, that it's easily and widely available. It's extremely deadly, and it's even made to look like candy in many instances, make it illegal. So I'm asking you to join me in a campaign, our anti-fentanyl campaign. There's more information at DEA.org or the DEA's Association. And we've seen counties have success with rallies. I know one of the things I'm proudest of is one of my last board actions was make sure that we had Narcan in our high schools. And I encourage you not only to have it in our high schools, but also have it in our junior highs because it is becoming that prevalent. But one pill can kill. It preys on children of poverty, it preys on our youth, and it preys on our minorities because of how cheap and prevalent it is. It's kind of interesting, the person who created these three lights is now staring at them. So, but anyway, this is very, very important, I think, to our community. I know you can help out. We would be thrilled to put a rally on at any of your events, and we encourage. We also gave other media sources. We have a radio ad, 30-second spot that's also available, and if we could share that with our students, I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, on another note, if you have a high schooler that has nothing to do this summer, our District Attorney's Office Youth Leadership Academy runs for 3 weeks. It starts shortly after graduation. It starts at 8:30, finishes about noon, and they get a wide exposure to the District Attorney's Office, law enforcement, the courts, criminal justice system, and do get to put on a mock trial at the end. So that is also available. Applications are on the DA website. And with that, you guys, I like what you did with the places. Here's been, what, 100 days and all the changes, but I do like what you've done with the place, and it was my honor to serve with you, and it's my honor to be here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron, for the wise words. My gosh, you hit the nail on the head with the fentanyl, and of course, I know that Mr. Young will find some time so we can get some rallies going on to expose these youngsters to the bad things that it does to us, okay?
Yes, we will. And just to let you know, brief update, we were training today on how to administer Narcan, and there was a large number of people who participated. Mr. Warren's staff led that, and it was very meaningful. I participated as well.
Very good.
The stories are horrible. We're hearing of college applicants filling out an application online, thinking that they're taking a Xanax or something non-lethal to relax, and being found dead on the keyboard, and then their parents receiving the acceptance later after the funeral. These are horrible stories that are out there, and we can make a change in these lives, and we find that these type of campaigns are successful in other communities, and we can have that success here. So thank you.
Thank you again, Ron. Thank you very much for your input.
My pleasure.
There is no such thing as recreational drugs any longer.
Nope.
Just as
All right, we continue with the agenda. Public comments on consent agenda A. The public and the students' representatives may address the board on consent agenda A. Routine business, each public speaker has a limit of 3 minutes. Anybody care to comment on the consent agenda? Being none, then we go to the routine consent agenda. Oh, Mr. Khan.
Mr. Nava, may I pull item A6?
A6.
And we will return it on May 9th.
Very good. All right, any other board members would like to pull any items on the routine agenda A? Being none, I need a motion.
approve consent agenda A, and except for item A6.
Been moved by Mr. Connexet, second by Ms. McFarland, to approve the rest of routine agenda A. Board vote, please. Motion carries 6-1 absent. Okay, then, item A6 will be on our next, routine agenda. All right, would anybody like to pull any items from agenda B?
I'd like to pull B4.
B4, Ms. McFarland? Okay, need a motion on the rest? Question?
I had wanted to bring up some information about item B1. We wanted to.
We generally do this before closed session, and right now we won't be able to discuss anything on B1. So if you would come in, how do you handle this one, Mr. Young?
So we open public comment time in advance of consent agenda A. This is student discipline cases, and there is not time for public comment unless Dr. Washer says otherwise. So, and I don't see her. So I don't believe at this point we have time in the board meeting for public comments on that.
No. Yes, okay.
Other than you as board members can pull items.
Yes. All right, I need a motion on the rest. Ms. Ball moved that we, okay, except before B4.
Second.
Second by Ms. McFarland. Board vote, please. Motion carries 6-0, 1 absent. Ms. McFarland, B4.
B4, yes, we would like to change the motion on B4 from a suspension expulsion to an expulsion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor by Ms. McFarland to
Second.
change the suspended expulsion to an expulsion. Second by Ms. Alexander. Ms. Alexander. Ms. McFarland made the motion, second by Ms. Alexander. Okay, board vote, please. Motion carried. Okay, motion carries. They'll get it, they'll change it over there.
They'll change it.
Okay, motion carries 6-1 action. Other actions, item OA1, approval of increased teacher substitute budget by 30% to reflect a 30% bonus for teacher substitutes based on their daily substitute pay from July 1st, 2023 to July 30th, 2024. Mr. Young.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Nava. Members of the board, we are asking for your approval to continue with what exists currently and will sunset June 30th unless you take action.
Any comments from the board? Any comments from the audience?
Good evening, President Nava, members of the board, Mr. Young. Lisa Levin-Wilkins with Lodi Education Association. LEA understands the need to increase our substitute pay so that we can attract and retain substitutes so that our teachers don't feel guilty if they take time off to take care of themselves or a family member. However, this also puts an undue financial burden on those teachers who are out for extended sick leave or maternity leave where they have to pay differential pay. I will be emailing all of you some documentation that I received from our CTA endorsed vendor, The Standard, who gives disability insurance to most of our members. Some others go through American Fidelity, but they do the same thing. And what happens is this substitute pay is considered a benefit. So we don't get that, it's not paid for in full by the insurance company. And so we would like to see that for those people who are on differential pay, that they do not have to pay that 30% difference, because it does affect their bottom line pay. So unfortunately, I wanted to bring that to you today, and I didn't have time to get it done, but I will be emailing you a worksheet that, like I said, our representative from the Standard did for us to show you what happens when you increase that 30% pay. So I would, again, I love the idea of giving our substitutes that raise, but when it comes to differential pay, not dinging our teachers for that, because it does come directly out of their paycheck. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Board?
Motion to approve OAI.
Motion to approve by Ms. McFarland, second by Ms. Alexander. I'm sorry. That's okay.
Mr. Lewis.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for the correction. Okay,
You have 4 minutes to end your board meeting at 9:30.
all right, board vote, please. Motion carries 6, 1 absent. Next item. Approval of return merchant credit card funds deposit in error in Lodi Unified School bank account. I suggest you don't return that. That's a lot of money. And we can have a good party with that.
This is an action item, so let us discuss the matter.
Okay, all right, let us know.
President Nava,
Yes.
members of the board, Mr. Young, with the superintendent and board's permission, I'd like to ask for some assistance.
Okay, very good.
President Nava,
Yeah.
members of the board, Mr. Young. This evening before you, we have an action item to return funds that were sent to the district in error by Our School Technology. They are a vendor of the district. The funds were intended for the school district of Lodi in Wisconsin.
And then the net amount deposited was $112,274, so we recommend that it be returned to the merchant.
Very good, thank
So
you.
did we spend that money, or just had a part of our account?
No, it's
It's a
an
good
holding
idea,
account.
but no way.
Good idea, but no way. All right, thank you very much. Any board comments? Okay, this is a no-brainer. Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
And if there's any public comment on this board
Any
item.
public comments on this? Thank you very much. Yes. All right, I need a motion, please.
I motion.
Motion by Mr. Strode.
I second.
Second by Ms. Alexander to return this money. Approval to return. Okay? Board vote, please. Motion carries 6, 0, 1 absent. All right, we go to personnel matters. Mr. McCullough, no, Mr. Dostie's here.
President Nava, members of the board, routine personnel matters
Thank
are
you.
available for your consideration.
Thank you. All right, personnel matters. Move to approve. Move to approve by Mr. Knaxat, second by Ms. Ball to approve personnel matters. Board vote. Motion carries 6, 0, 1 absent.
Official, Dr. Walker, you got approved. Thank you.
I can see that on there.
Okay, do we have any board comments? Okay, Mr. Knaxat.
I just want to mention that it's that time of the year again when we're, as a board, visiting a lot of activities, including graduation. But so, just an example, last Saturday, I I attended the district-wide elementary track meet, which always has a lot of kids participating. Very quickly went over to Tokay High School, from Lodi High School, to the elementary math tournament, which we saw that today. And then in the afternoon, went out to Mickey Grove to check out the district-wide art contest. So it's kind of a cool time of the year when you get to see the accomplishments of what our kids are doing.
Thank you. Okay, any other comment? Yes, Ms. Alexander.
First and foremost, this is my first time sitting in what a wonderful celebration tonight. Just like, wow. I was able to go to the first Poetry Smash at Hutchins Street Square, where the students got up and read their poetry, and it was just really, really cool. It felt cool because you could snap just like that. And I was just really, it was a very wonderful night, and I hope they continue that. Also going to the NorCal Science Festival at Lodi High for the first time. I've always been over at Tokay and seen familiar faces around. What an amazing effort put out there, and the volunteers, and it just seemed like everybody was having a great time. Lots of kids that I saw, and getting to see how nice the campus is. And another thing I participated in, the North Valley Labor Federation workshop that I was interested because the name of it was School to Prison Pipeline, and talked a lot about ed code related to discipline and race and equity and policies, and it was very well done, and I have information that I'll gladly share with anybody who just email me, and I can send you the PowerPoints and things like that. So just been refreshing and nice to be out there.
Thank
Very
you,
nice.
sir. Thank you. Anybody, any other comments? No comments?
Same shows.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I participated in the same, not participated, but observed and went to watch the mathletes, as they all have on their shirts, which is kind of a cool name. And then went out to the Got Kids art show out at Mickey's Grove, and it was fun. It's kind of fun to see, like I said, we're talking about, there's different ways to define success. And so whether it's drumming, Japanese style drumming, or the art show, I thought it was fun.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff. Ms. Ball?
Ms. Nava, I just wanted to make a comment on, of course, visiting all the schools and meeting with the kids at the science fair, and I also had the opportunity to go to the Larson Elementary early morning parade with Mr. Young. He's quite a handshaker there with the kids. It was fun. It was fun watching it. But I wanted to know if I'm not out of line asking for this, can the school district and all of us look into meeting with the state compliance for 2030 electric vehicle conversion? Where do we stand on that? It seems like we have to meet with some something that the governors come up, that we need to have electric buses for the schools. And correct me if I'm wrong, please, but what are we doing for it, and do we know more about it?
Mr. Khan? I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, Mr. Khan can share, but we can provide that information to Dr. Ball and members of the board.
Thank you, Dr. Ball, President Otto, members of the board, Mr. Young, Dr. Washer. This is a long-term rollout. The governor's new plan takes effect in 2030. We are not presently in a position where we can really functionally manage an electric vehicle fleet of any kind. We don't have the mechanic capacity. We certainly don't have the charging capacity. However, we have plenty of time. Mr. Young has authorized a board presentation for facilities, which will include a potential discussion and seek board direction to go out and investigate this in the years to come. I think the board has plenty of time to meet these requirements, and the board has also exhibited extreme patience and discipline in investing its facilities money, and all has gone well so far. I don't see why that can't be recreated in the future as well. So,
thank you. Can I answer your question? Thank you very much. I just have a small little comment on congratulating all the award winners. My gosh, what a positive thing it is. I'm glad that this meeting is after 9:30 because it was a worthwhile deal to have this. And we should, if we have it the next time, I'm happy also. If we have anything like that happening. I forgot to have, I didn't forget, but I'm going to have the group representatives, employee group representatives' comments.
Thank you, Mr. Nava, Mr. Young, members of the board. I just want to say thank you, Julia, for coming and sharing your personal story with the board. I know it's things that CSEA has been sharing with you, have been trying to get you to see, some of our employees' perspective. And so, thank you. And it's not easy to come up here and talk. And thank you for allowing her to go past her 3 minutes. We are in the process of getting ready to bargain again for the upcoming school year. So I hope you keep her thoughts and her face and her paycheck in the back of your mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wise.
She's taller than me. Good evening again. Lisa Wilkins, LEA. I have been hearing a lot from my members this week about safety, and I'm not going to go into, I'm sure you guys know, there were a couple of incidents at various campuses this week, and one of the things that the teachers keep asking is, what are our protocols? What's supposed to be done in these kinds of situations? And so I would like to see, and I know I've talked to Mr. Young about this, I'd like to see kind of it laid out, and not just kept for administrators, but so that teachers know exactly kind of what's going on, because what goes on is because teachers don't know what the protocol is, a lot of conjecture happens, and they're thinking there are things going on that may or may not be truly happening. So I think we need to be very transparent about if there's a safety issue on campus, what the steps are that the administrators on campus, our campus security, our CSOs are taking to keep everyone safe. And I think that would kind of help alleviate some of the rumors and the fears that are happening with the teachers. But another thing is that teachers are feeling really disrespected, because if there's a discipline problem, they will often send them up to the office like they're supposed to do, and they come back to the classroom. And there was one incident that I was just told to the other day, where a child should have been suspended, brought something to the classroom that they shouldn't have brought, should have been suspended, but they delayed the suspension because, we're going to have testing tomorrow. So this kid who brought a potential weapon to school, elementary, gets to come back because it's testing. I'm sorry, that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make anybody on campus feel safe. And it seems like it's kicking the can down the road as far as discipline. And I'm hearing these kinds of stories over and over and over again. So I think we need to really come up with, I know that I'm going to be doing a safety presentation through CTA about some of the things in the ed code that teachers can do. I'm already planning that for the fall. I did one actually last fall, but I'm going to do another one. But I think we need to have that dialogue so that teachers know what their rights are, and parents know what the expectations are of their child if they get sent out of the classroom, and how that we can move forward so that teachers, kids, staff, everyone feels safe on campus. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. All right, we have board advisory committee reports. I noticed that we came out with a review on the agenda item on the reports, and I would like, in the past, Mr. Young, and in the past we have committees, and these committees, somebody has to initiate the meetings of these people. For example, I understand they had a 2+2 with Lodi. scheduled. One board member from Lodi was absent or couldn't make it, so they rescheduled. For the city of Stockton, the 2+2, we need to initiate something with the mayor of Stockton or the city council, whoever has the vice mayor, or whoever's responsible for that. And the county, Ms. McFarland, your experience, what will you do with the county?
I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay, so we have to hear something from the county.
And Joe Cerna was canceled by Joe Cerna.
They're on.
Yeah, so they're on for next month.
Okay, they're all for, okay. I have a report to give on the, next week on the City of Parks and Recreation Commission. And then Legislative Advisory Committee, Ms. McFarland.
I've not heard a word.
Have not heard a word. South King County Board Association, Ms. McFarland.
May 10th. I'm
Okay.
going to a meeting. But
All right.
No decision.
No
Election
dec-
has been done. I'm just attending the meeting.
Attending the meeting. Facility Master Plan Committee, Ms. Alexander, Mr. Kanaxa, and Dr. Ball.
June 6th.
Okay, we got meeting schedules, good, June 6th. And Board Safety Committee, Ms. Alexander, Ms. McFarland, and Dr. Ball.
We have a meeting.
You have a meeting?
There's the district safety committee and then there's one put together
Okay.
by the.
Okay, so we had a Board Safety Committee meeting?
No, you're not.
You have not?
Not a board safety, I sat on the, I think the district's.
Oh, the districts, but this is our board,
Yeah.
Sherry. So if we get the reports on those, we will be ready to go and have a complete thing. And let's get the ball rolling on this because it's important. In the past, we've been negligent in regards to, well, we don't have any business, but we do have business. For example, 2+2 in North Stockton area, we have some schools where we have some homeless people camping right off the campus right there, and we have some problems. So if we get some city council person involved with it, with our with our board members, then we can hash this out. And I think Mr. Khan, are you involved with the 2+2?
Whenever the
Yeah,
superintendent
I would
signs.
like Mr. Khan, because he's, going about the facilities and all that he would be involved when they initiate these meetings.
Okay, we will follow up with that.
All right. Any other thing, board members? Okay.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Whoa. We almost missed a birthday. Did you know that, President Nava?
I do not know.
There's somebody sitting over there that's hiding that had a birthday.
Who's that?
Thursday is the actual, so we're ahead of the game a little bit. Imagine that, Mr. Nava. Valerie has a birthday this week.
Valerie, happy birthday. All right, Mr. McFarland, you're gonna read this.
I can't sing it.
Come on.
I know.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Valerie. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Ms. McFarland, for acknowledging that. Any other board items that you want to discuss? You want to go home?
I want to go home.
Okay, well, let's have a motion then.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. McFarland, second by Mr. Stroh. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Our motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
I had a hammock in my office.
It's actually